I'm not going to fucking Continentals.
Why not?
Well, I am. I'm not having nothing to eat.
Right.
Dodgy last week.
You should get him to cook it more thorough when you ring. Just tell him to char it.
I want it cooked, not
It
charred.
was cooked.
On the outside.
Yeah.
All red
it's
stuff
tender
inside.
on the inside.
Tender.
Yeah, I must admit it's not my way of cooking. I'd sooner, you know, put it a few more minutes in there.
Yeah. Dodgy kebabs. Is that what you're having for dinner, by the way?
No. Well, I might. Yeah. Where are you thinking of going?
12. I don't know. What do you want?
I'm easy really. Chippy can be nice, but it's a bit of a lottery on a Saturday.
Whether they've been there from the night before or not, or whether they're fresh.
If they're fresh, they're really, really good. You can taste it straight away. You think, oh yeah. If they're like they've been in heater for a while, that just.
You sure we go for that then?
I don't know if it looks good. I'm interested. If it's not, you know,
excuse me. I've
show us your chips.
Can I see it? What are your chips like today?
Well, it is a marked difference, isn't it? It's either someone who cooks them. A Saturday staff that cook them and maybe not as good. There's a regular guy who cooks them maybe. Yeah. Or they're not as fresh, because when they are fresh, you can tell, because it's like. You know.
Well, I'm gonna risk it. What then?
Oh no, I'm fancy it really. You know. Tend to find when you're in a big group of lads when you're younger, everyone's into the same music because you're just not prepared to step out of that little circle. It's a bit like saying it's a bit like coming out of the closet, saying you're into some music that's not different to what they're into. You know, it's like if everyone's into metal, it's all safe. The conversation's kind of centred around that really. If someone comes out and says, "Well, I quite like Duran Duran," they'd have been lynched.
Neil, he's a geezer.
It's a bit odd, I think, and he always seems to know what you're after, even though you've not opened your mouth.
Yeah, and even
he does look after you, and he does think of you when you're not in the shop.
His shop, and maybe not just Neil, the shop itself is that it's a community base for record collectors and music people alike who are pretty much on the same wavelength really. So it's like you can go in, have a brew and buy records, and not like where at a record shop like MVC you go in, buy your music or your DVD and go straight out again. In Neil's it's kind of like you go in and hang around and chill out for a bit.
I wouldn't want to change him actually, because it's an enjoyable experience coming in on a Saturday. But he would, because he gets too much grief off him.
No, I don't really see that. We used to like this one up. I think summing him up, I'd say he knows his business and he knows people.
He's a very good judge of character.
And he has a vast knowledge of music.
Not all good.
Not all good.
Should start calling him Uncle Neil, I think. He's a geezer.
No problem.
Time filming Neil was up, and goodbyes were due. A lot had been learnt from Neil, but there was still even more to discover. However, what was learnt was that Neil is a unique character with many hidden depths. All the customers that spoke about him regard him more as a friend rather than a record dealer. How many record shops are there where you can go in and not buy a record, but instead have a cup of tea and some good banter? Neil has a lot of respect for his customers, but even more respect for his regular customers and crew, and it's pretty safe to say that he treasures every one of them at heart. When in the shop on Saturdays, you feel as if there should be a film crew capturing it all, as Neil and Pete are the best double acts since Morecambe and Wise. Burnley is blessed with a truly amazing character, who at the end of the day wants to earn those dollars.
Right. sort of kind of thing. Don't do chords, mad. People go on about the background and all that, but you know, it's just to sort of like give him some sort of like street cred, like Westwood being shot. Keeps going on about it, you know, like he's street now because he's been shot. You're thinking, you're just a dick, just a middle class dick, you know what I mean?